Alright, hello everybody, my name is John, also known as Enlightened Gardener, and today I'm going to be repotting my Ficus Audrey, and the reason I wanted to do a video about this is because I'm also going to be doing some root pruning. And I know that a lot of people are afraid of root pruning, they don't want to disturb the roots when they repot, and a lot of people have never seen anybody root prune a plant before. So, as you can see, this thing has a lot of roots, and it really needs to be repotted. So check this out. Whoa! Damn! Okay, so before you judge me for waiting so long to repot this poor thing, spring has not even officially started yet. This has just been happening all winter long for some reason. Every time I go to water this thing, he's got these roots sticking out, and they're getting stuck to these lava rocks here, which I just have to lift the pot up. So I've been cutting them off. And then by the time I water it again, which in the winter was about every 10 to 14 days, there's new roots growing out here again already. Also, if you can see this, at the base of the trunk here, these roots have sprouted and started going down. Now I don't know if those are supposed to be aerial roots or if the tree is just trying to produce more roots for itself or not. But it's strange that it's growing so many roots out here, and also the foliage is kind of limp. So that makes me think that there's something going on with the roots in here, and I want to have a look, and I'm going to definitely prune all of these things off. And so I just want to show you what I'm doing and why I'm making the decisions that I make. So first I'm going to go pop this thing out of the soil, and then I'll be back once it's ready to go. Okay, so I just got this thing out of the pot. You can see these are the roots that have been coming out of the drainage holes. There's just a whole network of roots all going around here. They all look healthy, so that's definitely a good sign. There's still lots of air pockets in the soil. It has not broken down yet. That's all very good. But you can see that the ones coming out of the drainage hole are coming off of these really, really long, thick roots. And so those are the kind of roots that I want to remove because they're highly inefficient compared to younger, newer roots. So that's also like the secret to bonsai and why they can have a large sized tree in a tiny pot, is because they're cutting off those huge roots and promoting the growth of all of those tiny, fine feeder roots. Okay, so I'm going to get as much of this soil off as I can, and then we'll start pruning. Okay, so here are the roots. You can see I got most of the soil off, and if you see these really large fat roots, these are the ones that the tree just doesn't need. They're taking up too much space, and down here, this is all the stuff that was growing out of the drainage hole. So all this too, all this, it wasn't even helping the plant because it wasn't in the soil anyways. So I'm stoked because I'm gonna get to take all these off, and I'm easily gonna fit this guy back in the same size pot he was in, which was what I was hoping to do. So I'm just going to take my scissors, I'm going to come up here, and what I'm doing is also I'm checking that if somewhere along the way there's like a huge network of like fibers, like nice fine roots somewhere, I might leave that. But because this one only had some finer roots at the end, which wasn't in the soil, I'm going to go ahead and take this whole thing off. One. Now this looks like it's got all kinds of nice roots, but they were not helping this tree at all. So let's get that out of here. This one, there's some roots coming out up here. So I'm gonna go a little below that, trying not to cut any of these other roots. Okay. All right, looks like we've got one more. Now you can see is that these actually are real roots. I'm gonna leave them for now because I'm not sure why the plant decided it needed to grow those or it wanted to grow those. They do look like they're becoming real roots that the tree is interested in having. So I'm just gonna let those come down into the soil, and this will be the root mass that I pot back up. Okay, so in case you're wondering, here's the soil mix I've been using. It's 2 parts of bark chunks, 1 part bark fines, and 1 part Turface MVP. This is a mix I came up with recently, so I can't tell you a ton about it, but I will say that so far I've really been liking it. All right, there we go. Okay, so why would you do this? The response I'm hoping to get by removing all of those large roots is that the plant is not going to try and start growing a bunch of large roots again. It's going to grow as many small, tiny, fresh roots as possible, as quickly as possible. So hopefully within a couple of weeks, this thing's really going to perk up and it's going to have tons of new roots, and that's going to help it support itself, and we'll see a lot of leaf growth later in the year. So a couple things to keep in mind is that whatever you're using to do your pruning should be disinfected with bleach or alcohol or something like that, because plants can get infected. And also, typically if you're removing a lot of roots, then the tree or plant won't have enough roots to support itself anymore, so it's going to start to lose some of its leaves. Now, because most of the roots I removed were already outside of the pot, I'm hoping that's not the case with this thing. But it's just something to keep in mind. And so generally the best time of year to do this would be summertime, so that the plant has tons and tons of energy and it can handle the stress of growing those roots out real quickly. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful, and please feel free to reach out to me in the comments section, and also consider checking me out on Instagram at Enlightened Gardener. I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.